Wow. This UFC Macau card is a sick card, and we're eating good. Petr Yan versus Deiveson Figueiredo. It hasn't been confirmed whether it's the main event or not, but I think by now it's kind of obvious it is. I don't think Zhang is fighting on that card. This is an amazing fight. This is a fight that fans have been wanting to see for a long time. Now it finally happens. And this arguably could be a title eliminator bout, especially on Figueiredo's end. Maybe not so much for Petr Yan, but for Deiveson, because he's not fought Merab before, whereas Yan, he already lost to Merab and lost in dominant fashion. If Yan wins, that's going to be like 2 wins in a row, but I don't really want to see him fight for the title again unless someone else has it. So Yan might need one more win. But Deiveson, if he wins this fight, if he beats another former world champion, that's going to be like, 4-0 at bantamweight. He'll have beaten Font. He'll have beaten, what's the other guy's name? Cody, Chito, and then Petr Yan. 4-0 at bantamweight. And against the number 3 contender in the world. And another former champion. Yeah, this man definitely deserves to fight for the belt against Merab. Well, maybe against the winner of Merab, Umar, because Umar is probably going to be next on lock. But either way, yeah, he deserves the next shot if he does beat Petr Yan. Now, will he beat Petr Yan? That I don't know. I'm going to have to think about this one. But I do think that Petr Yan, of his last, 3 opponents that he's had, I think Petr Yan is definitely going to be the hardest stylistic matchup. He's way better than Rob Font, boxing-wise, and in terms of an all-around MMA fighter with his grappling, wrestling, takedown defense. Way more skilled and better than Cody Garbrandt. And he's better than Marlon Chito Vera. The only similarities he has with Chito is he's a slow starter who kind of waits and tries to download the data, but his style is way more effective than Chito Vera. He's actually good with counter-striking, better at putting together combinations than Chito Vera and Rob Font and Cody Garbrandt combined. His fight IQ is insane. His timing, everything he does so well. And he's got very underrated wrestling skills. But Deiveson Figueiredo is very dangerous on the feet. Very dangerous power. And there's a good chance he could catch Petr Yan. We've seen Petr Yan get dropped before by John Dodson. I wouldn't rule out Deiveson's chances of clipping Yan. Yan did get hurt by Sean O'Malley. So, Figgy could definitely win this fight. He could even hold a speed advantage, being that he's coming from the flyweight division. He's smaller, but he might have some speed that could help him. And then on the ground, if Petr Yan does wrestle, Deiveson Figueiredo is very slick with his jiu-jitsu. So on the ground, he has a good chance to threaten Petr Yan and could even submit him. So it's a 50-50 fight. Not sold on a prediction yet, but I cannot wait. It's going to be a banger. If it's a 5-rounder, I think Petr Yan is more likely to win because over 5 rounds against anyone not named Merab, he has a really good chance at beating. But then the co-main event, Yan Xiaonan versus Tabitha Ricci. So this confirms that Wei Li is probably going to fight at flyweight since she's fighting soon. And she might fight Valentina Shevchenko in December. Or the UFC is going to completely scrap Tatiana Suarez versus Verna Jandiroba, which isn't even officially done yet. I mean, it was in the works, but was that fight really confirmed? There's a chance that Tatiana Wei Li may just happen in December, and Verna might just have to be on standby. But thank God that Ricci is not getting the title shot, or Yan ain't getting the title shot. These two are going to fight each other. If Ricci wins, she earns a title shot maybe in the strawweight division because she beat the number 2 girl at strawweight. Even though she's coming off a loss, Ricci's going to earn herself a top 3 spot. And she could be in title contention. If Yan Xiaonan wins, she's going to have a bit of work to do. But I don't think Yan Xiaonan's losing this fight. I think she should win this fight relatively easily. I know Tabitha Ricci has good jiu-jitsu grappling skills, but she doesn't have the wrestling to go with it like a Zhang Wei Li or even Carla Esparza. I think this might be more like the Mackenzie Dern fight, and I don't even think Ricci is as good as Mackenzie Dern. So I think Yan Xiaonan should win this fight by a very comfortable decision, just outstriking Tabitha Ricci. But I'm so glad neither of these girls are leapfrogging Suarez. So I guess the UFC in this sport doesn't lose integrity after all. Good matchmaking, guys. Thank you. So I guess, again, this confirms what is next for Weili. It's either Suarez or it's going to be Valentina. Can't complain. Volkan Oezdemir, Carlos Ulberg, that is another sick fight. Two explosive knockout artists. This is also good matchmaking on the UFC's part. This is a good opportunity for Ulberg. He was originally supposed to fight Jamal Hill, which if he would have won that fight, he might have gotten a title shot at UFC 307 instead of Khalil. I was thinking the fight to make is still the Jamal fight. They could have rescheduled it, but I like that the UFC's kind of taking their time with Ulberg, taking it slow with him, giving him Volkan instead, who's ranked number 6. If he can beat Volkan Oezdemir, then he can maybe get those higher-ranked opponents like a Jamal or a Yuri Prohaska, or maybe even the loser of Rakic, Ankalaev. I don't really have a prediction for this one either, but all I can say is someone is going to get knocked out. Song Kanan, the guy who dropped Ian Gary versus Salikov, another good fight. Wang Kong is fighting Fernandez, so I think she's going to go on her Alex Pereira arc, beat some unranked opponents, and then they're going to start pushing her up the top of the division to try and build up that Valentina Shevchenko fight. I am hyped for this card. I don't even know half these other guys who are fighting, but either way, I cannot wait to see Wang Kong's fight. Kind of excited for Song Salikov. Excited for this light heavyweight banger between Volkan Ulberg. Kind of excited for Yan versus Ricci, but I'm relieved that that's the fight and neither of these girls are getting an undeserved title shot. And I am more than hyped for Petr Yan versus Deiveson Figueiredo. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who do you see winning these matchups? Like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and peace out.